What I think is amazing about just the word pride now is it's almost totally synonymous with gay pride.
Gay pride is always kind of a homecoming for me.
It's sexy, it's fun.
Just being able to see a straight couple holding hands and then a gay couple holding hands. And that to me is the epitome of life.
It's a matter of being proud of other people for being different. And I want them to be proud of me for being different.
Well, gay pride for me means that you're comfortable with your inside and your outside.
Basically what it means to me is take no shit.
I remember distinctly my early Pride experiences, because I think when I first went in 85 and 86, 87, it was like, oh, I can't believe that those guys are wearing those, outlandish outfits or whatever the case. And then over the time, you learn that, there's part of me in every one of these people. And as I learn to relax and enjoy and celebrate them, I'm also doing the same thing with what's going on inside of me. The crazy femme side of me, the sex pig side of me, the log cabin conservative side of me, and some of those things may be very small inside of me, but they're nonetheless inside of me. And that, to me, is the biggest lesson of pride.
I felt like we were, I don't know, like all family, everybody was family. Like if I was out in the street, I'd have been hugging everybody, and, it's a hard to describe feeling, but I never felt that way before.
The first wasn't a pride parade in the traditional sense of the word. It was many years ago, back in the 70s. And I grew up in Houston, Texas, and it was in Montrose. On Halloween, all of the gay men and lesbians would gather, and the drag queens would come out, because it was the one night where it was not illegal to wear clothing of the opposite sex. And I remember as a 13-year-old just being really captivated by the sights of so many people being joyous and transcendent and just breaking the rules.
The first few years that I went to Pride Parades, I always tried to find something particularly scandalous to wear. I would wear a shirt that said queer girl, and I'd have a shaved head, and just really try to play with gender and play with sexuality. And not look so boring. I think people see me now and they just, I look like a young Republican.
I have deep respect for the folks who are willing to get out in the streets, whether it's, a totally beat-it up drag queen, or whether it's the leather daddies or the dykes on bikes, or whether it's the, kind of boring gay lawyers group or kids with strollers. It's still about feeling a connection.
Seeing like someone who's significantly older or even a lot younger is just nice, and so many of them all in the same place, because that's something that growing up I didn't see a lot, so it was hard to believe that it existed, and to have something to look forward to know that there are happy couples out there who are older.
I would just have a sign that said, proud daughter of lesbian moms, and walk down the street, and people just kind of burst with the pride of, we did this, we raised these kids, and how beautiful is that, and just hug me, and it was wonderful.
Men with kids, women with kids, it gives me chills. I love it.
There's so many different communities within the community, and for everyone to come together for June Pride and to take part in that as one is really amazing.
I think the great thing about Pride is that no one owns it. And so, you can have the people from the Lutheran Church's gay, networking group right alongside with, men of discipline. And they have this really wonderful kind of juxtaposition of all the different people.
It's just this incredible barrage of gayness, at its best.
The world is changing. I have to say that every year when Dice on Bikes lead the parade, I get verklempt. I well up, and you'd think after, 30 years that I've been going to parades, it would subside, but it doesn't. And it's just the courageousness, power of the women, these sort of fierce lesbians on their bikes, the outlaw of it all. I feel like everyone watching the parade feels that, and it gives us this incredible sense of community, and that's what our community is about, really.
There's always at least a few groups at Pride who are really there to march, to march in a way that is about protest and to march in a way that's about what's unresolved, and who are really willing to put themselves out there and to be strong and be queer and be sassy and not compromise.
I took part in Gay Pride to try to, get a message out. It was my first parade ever, and we marched with ACT UP. The most incredible moment was the die-in. We all lay on the ground in complete silence, and it was very, very moving to think about the friends I'd lost and about the fight that we were all so actively engaged in back then.
It's about trying to create the world that I want my daughter to grow up into.
You can't be natural and normal if you're hiding.
Here we all are together, and we have these powerful women, these powerful lesbians leading the way,
It's really more exciting to march in the parade and see the crowds than it is to see the people in the parade. Some of those crowds are just amazing. People hanging off of fire escapes. The crowds are so thick you can't even see where there's a sidewalk or where there's any way to pass. And it's people just excited and thrilled to be there and to be celebrating the fact that everybody is openly gay and lesbian. And that's really cool.
I expect to turn around and see someone I know, because that's how I grew up feeling about Gay Pride, that I would turn around and there'd be someone I know, and there'd be a hug, and there'd be a welcome.
You can't get that anywhere else. And again, it's unfortunate that these things only happen 1 month out of the year, or 1 week, or 1 day in terms of the actual parade. But those are things that make me feel hopeful.